If you think you can't grow vegetables in the shade, you're making a huge mistake. The truth is, some plants actually prefer less sun, and they grow bigger, sweeter, and more flavorful when they get partial shade. Today, I'm revealing 7 shade-loving vegetables that you should start growing right now. These plants thrive in those tricky, low-light spots and will turn your shady backyard into a thriving food source. Stick around because number 7 is a total game-changer, and most people don't even know you can eat part of this plant. Let's start with a classic, spinach. If you've ever tried growing it in full sun, you know the struggle. Too much heat, and it bolts like crazy, turning bitter and useless. But in partial shade, spinach grows slower and stays tender for longer, giving you a steady supply of delicious greens. The best part? The more you harvest, the more it grows. Snip off the leaves, and the plant keeps producing, so you'll have fresh spinach for months. Plus, it's packed with iron, vitamin C, and even a little protein. It's one of the easiest greens to grow, and in the shade, it thrives without turning bitter. Lettuce is another leafy green that actually prefers some shade. When grown in direct sun, it tends to turn bitter and wilt quickly. But with just a little less light, the leaves stay crisp, juicy, and much sweeter. Loose leaf varieties like romaine and butterhead do especially well in the shade. Keep the soil moist, and harvest early for the best flavor. A great trick is to plant lettuce in succession every couple of weeks, so you always have a fresh batch ready to pick. Kale is one of the toughest, most nutrient-dense vegetables you can grow, and it actually thrives in shady conditions. In fact, kale grown in cooler, shadier spots develops a sweeter, milder flavor compared to plants grown in direct sun. And here's a pro tip: if you want to make kale taste even better, try massaging the leaves with olive oil before eating. It softens them and brings out a richer flavor. Packed with vitamins A, C, and K, kale is like growing a multivitamin in your backyard. Plus, it's super hardy and can survive in almost any conditions. Now let's talk about root vegetables. Most people think beets need full sun, but the truth is, they do incredibly well in partial shade. In fact, they tend to grow sweeter and more tender with less sun exposure. And here's the best part: beet greens are completely edible. They taste just like spinach and are loaded with nutrients. If you plant beets in the shade and keep them well watered, you'll get a double harvest: delicious roots and leafy greens. If you want the best tasting beets, harvest them when they're about golf ball sized. That's when they're at their sweetest. If you're looking for a fast-growing, no-fuss vegetable, radishes are the answer. They go from seed to harvest in about 25 days, making them one of the quickest crops you can grow. Radishes thrive in partial shade, and the less sun they get, the milder and juicier they become. Full sun makes them spicy and tough, but shade keeps them crisp and sweet. And here's a little-known fact: radish tops are completely edible. You can use them in salads, sautés, or even blend them into a pesto for an extra punch of flavor. Green onions, also known as scallions, are an absolute must-grow for shady gardens. They grow insanely fast, and you can regrow them over and over again from kitchen scraps. Just trim them above the white part, and they'll keep growing back. The best thing about growing green onions in partial shade is that they stay tender and don't develop a harsh, overpowering bite. They're perfect for tossing into stir-fries, soups, omelets, and just about anything else you can think of. If you want a constant supply, plant a small patch and trim them as needed. They'll keep coming back for months. And finally, the ultimate shade-friendly vegetable, broccoli. Most people don't realize that broccoli actually does better with some shade, especially in hot weather. Too much sun can make it flower too early, but in partial shade, it grows bigger, healthier heads. The key to great broccoli is harvesting at the right time. If you wait too long and it starts to flower, the taste turns bitter. Pick it early, and you'll get perfect, tender florets. But here's something even fewer people know: broccoli leaves are totally edible. They taste a lot like kale and can be used in salads, sautés, or even blended into smoothies. So when you grow broccoli, you're not just getting the florets, you're getting a whole plant you can eat. And there you have it, 7 incredible vegetables that thrive in shade. If you've been struggling to grow plants in low-light areas, now you know exactly what to plant. Which one are you going to try first? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more gardening hacks, and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip.